Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews today. Let's take a walk and go see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. I'm pretty sure this is probably going to be a very tasty beer, but there's a lot of conflicting information going on this. As a matter of fact, Gregsbeer does not even have this beer listed. I mean, there are so many different Hoppin barrel-aged B.O.R.I.S beers, but they don't have the Oatmeal Stout listed on their website. What's up with that? What the fuck is up with that? Beer Advocate's got it listed, but they also have the information here on the bottom. It says batch 1 was 2009. It has a gold cap. Well, this one has a gold cap. Also, batch 2 was 2009. Well, the first batch was April of 2009, gold cap. Batch 2 was 2009, July, has a gold cap. Two of them have the same color cap, so how you supposed to know which one's which? Batch 3 is 2009 October, has a green cap. Well, this one doesn't have a green cap. The batch 4 was 2010, has a black cap. Batch 5 was 2011, has a red cap. And batch 6 is 2012, has a white cap. And that's as far as it goes. So whether they did one in 13, 14, or 15, I ain't got a damn clue, guys. I don't have any idea. And having a gold cap, I don't know whether it's the April or the July version of this beer, and it was done in 2009. That makes this beer 6 years old. Is that beer that old? Wow, that's impressive. So this beer was sent to me by UNDRINKABLE. It may be, and I just took it out of the fridge and it is sweating profusely. I don't know if they date anywhere on the bottle. We will take a closer look when I come back, see if there's any kind of code, but for 2009, I seriously doubt it's going to have anything written on it. And based on what Beer Advocate's got, batch 1 and up to batch 6, which was 2012, it doesn't give me any other information on whether they did anything in 13, 14, or 15. So, we'll take a closer look when we come back. And like I said, Gregsbeer doesn't have this beer listed at all, period. So let's go straight over. I will tell you right off the bat though, there's a 9.4% ABV beer. I don't have the IBUs listed for this. I didn't see it on the bottle anywhere. If there's a date, it's not on the label, so it may be printed on the bottle, but I seriously kind of doubt it, especially if it's a 2009 version. It says barrel-aged B.O.R.I.S Oatmeal Imperial Stout, stout aged in whiskey barrels. And Hoppin out of Ohio. So some of the beers I can get, some of the beers I can't get. UNDRINKABLE happened to pick this one up and send it to me, and I do appreciate it. Thank you, brothers. I do appreciate you sending me this. Some of the other ones are available here, and I have reviewed 1 or 2 of them a long time ago. So I don't know if this is one that I did a long time ago or not, and if it is, it's a re-review. But they took the time to spend their money on it and buy it for me and package it up and send it to me, so I'm going to review it. You know why? Because I can. That's why. Alright, let's get on with this one. Food pairings for this is a Russian Imperial Stout, and since it's a stout, it goes well with your chocolate dishes. And that's basically what it says here: dessert, digestive, chocolate. Glassware, pint, becker, nonic, tumbler, snifter. I'm going to use a double glass for this one, guys. And it says here it can be set up for long periods. Well, if it's a 2009, it's been selling for about 6 years already. So, especially by looking at the gold cap that's on this one right here. So, without further ado, let's get this into the glass and check it out, see what we got. If it's a 2009, it's already been aged 6 years. Little hiss, not a big hiss. Into the glass we go. Oh, it's pitch black coming out of the bottle. And I poured it pretty aggressive. We'll save that for the other half. About a half a finger of head on an aggressive pour. Over into the light, there is none. It is pitch black, guys. It is dark as night. Very dark. Pretty much what I expect from an Imperial Stout. I really do. I expect it to be black as motor oil, used motor oil. Looks good in the glass. Let's get a nose on it, see what we got. Oh yeah, we're getting that barrel-aged whiskey or bourbon, whatever you want to call it, because whiskey is a bourbon. But there's a they differentiate it a lot of times. I'm not a whiskey drinker or a bourbon drinker anymore. And when I was, I didn't care enough to know about it to look it up and figure out what was what. I just wanted to get shit-faced. That's why I drank it. And I had to quit drinking it because I usually got pretty mean when I drank that stuff, so I had to give it up. I want to fight. I want to be redneck. I don't want to be redneck no more. So I gave up drinking that. Then I went to the clear alcohol, the vodkas and the tequilas and all that kind of stuff. And that got me shit-faced, but I didn't get the angry, mean drunk on that. But I got shit-faced, so I didn't even care to be shit-faced anymore, feeling like crap the next day laying on the couch. So I gave that up too. So I'm a beer guy only just about now, guys. Beer and cigars is my passion. So as you can see, the head is dissipated. There's nothing left. I'm getting the alcohol, the whiskey or the bourbon, whatever you want to call it, from being aged in those whiskey barrels. I'm getting some a hint of coffee. The whiskey is super pronounced. It's overpowering everything. There's a hint of some coffee and a hint of some bittersweet chocolate in there. But there is some booziness in there. I mean, you're going to get that when they barrel age these in the whiskey and bourbon barrels. Especially depending on how long they leave it in those barrels. Some brewers will throw it in there for a couple of months. Some do 6, some do a whole year. And the longer it's in there, the more influence from that whiskey and bourbon that the beer takes on. Especially if it's fresh. They've not put beer in it before. It's a fresh whiskey or bourbon barrel. Smells wonderful. Now that I don't drink bourbon and whiskey anymore, the only way that I get that influence is having something that's been aged in those barrels in a beer now. So, and I like it. Wow. Smells very nice, very sweet, very whiskey-ish, bourbon-ish smell to it. You can definitely smell the alcohol. It's not hidden, even for a 9.4%. Heavy influences from those barrels. So let's give it a taste. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Ewan, Vasi. Thank you, brothers. Whiskey's there, boys. It's not hidden at all. That's a good, tasty beer. That is really, really good. A nice beer to finish up the evening, and that's what I intend to do. This is the last beer of the evening. That's how I do it a lot of times, guys. I'll drink an amber or a wheat or something lighter, a session beer, and then I'll go to an IPA, and maybe sometimes I'll do a Belgian or a double or a triple, and then I'll finish up with a porter or an imperial porter or a stout or an imperial stout for the final beer of the evening. So this is a nice beer to fire up a nice cigar stick and kick back. To have this with a strong dish, or even after dinner as an aperitif or dessert. If you're not eating cake or any kind of chocolate or anything like this, this would be the perfect dessert. But I will tell you, if this is a 2009, the alcohol is still there, even at 9.4%. I mean, some of the AV beers that I drink, 16, 17, 18, 19, are no more boozy than this. So it's fairly boozy, especially if it's 6 years old. but it's not overly boozy. It's just right. Just right. And it's mellowed and aged very well. But like I said, we'll take a closer look at the bottle when I come back and do the final chug. But we're going to let this warm up to room temperature, sip on it. Like I said, probably fire up a stick and figure out where this one's going to end up once it comes to room temperature, and I'll come back and we'll do the final chug and grade on this one. Pretty impressive though. And I don't think these beers are really cheap. I mean, I don't know what one of actually paid for this. I actually picked up another B.O.R.I.S, one with he's got a kilt on. The frog's got a kilt on. I picked that up on my trip to Florida and back, and I've got it in there. And I will be reviewing it before too long, within the next couple of months, I'm sure. But I usually like most of the stuff that they do at Hoppin Frog. They do some tasty beers, especially a lot of their bigger beers like this are pretty tasty. So I enjoy those, especially as a final beer of the evening. Wouldn't want to have this for breakfast or even lunch or the first beer of the evening, but for the final beer of the evening, yeah, very nice. I ain't got to go anywhere. Just got to stagger back to the bedroom. Yeah. Alright guys, let's let it warm up and I'll come back and do the final grade and chug on this one. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left. There is no dating on the bottle, so I'm just assuming this is a 2009. Whether it's the April or the July edition, they say both of them have the gold cap, which this did. And on the bottle here it said, made from our award-winning stout, rated one of the top 50 best beers in the world in 2008. So, I'm just assuming this is a 2009 edition. I don't know which month that this one was done in, so it has no, excuse me, it has no dating on the bottle whatsoever. Not that critical, and we don't need a month, a day, but the year, according to the cap, is a 2009. Whether it's an April or the July edition, it's basically irrelevant. It's a 2009 edition, according to the gold cap that it was on it. So this beer is 6 years old. Aged very well. Still get that big whiskey bourbonous taste after being in the bottle that long. And now that it's warmed up to room temperature, been sipping on it probably about 45 minutes. Very nice. It's a very nice beer. Very well made beer. Aged very well. The chocolate and the bittersweet chocolate, a little bit of coffee in there, maybe some hints of brown sugar. Don't know if they use lactose in brewing this. The oatmeal gives it a nice creamy mouthfeel. Very nice. Very impressive. Very tasty. Final chug. There is a hint of the alcohol. It's not burning or doing anything drastic like that on the back of the throat, but it's there. I've had bigger beers that's not as boozy as this, or just as boozy, being 16, 17, 18, even 19%. But it's very tasty. Very, very pleasurable after dinner drink, or aperitif as you would call it, or a digestive after dinner. Very tasty beer. Very, very, very nice. So Bassie, Ewan, thanks a bunch, brothers, for sending this one to me. It was very enjoyable. Already aged in the bottle for 6 years, as the best I could tell. Very nice. Cellared very well. Cellared very, very well. So I enjoyed this one, guys. As far as, like I told you, Rate Beer doesn't even have this one listed. Doesn't have the Oatmeal Stout listed at all. It has a bunch of different B.O.R.I.S beers in there, but it doesn't have the Oatmeal Stout listed. What's up with that? I don't understand that, especially a beer that's 6 years old and you still don't have it listed on your site. Get a grip. Come on. You're running a beer review site. What's up with that? But Beer Advocate does have it on theirs. So they got it listed on their site. That's where I got the cap information on there. As far as I'm concerned, guys, it's a 9 out of 10. If I was putting a numeric rating on this, it would probably be a 97, 96, between 96 and a 98, somewhere in that area. I would like to see them put a year on the label somewhere, especially if they've only done it one time. Well, according to the cap here, they did it twice, but still, they ought to have 2009 on the label somewhere. Just going by the cap, a lot of times that doesn't give you the information you need, especially if they've done it several different times. So I don't know if this is an April or a July edition of this particular beer. So another reason, especially if you're going to do it twice in the same year, you might want to put the month on there. You don't have to have the day, but if you're going to do it twice in the same year and use the same color cap, how the hell are we supposed to know? Ah, come on! Alright, 9 out of 10 for me, guys. It's pretty tasty. And over to Beer Advocate, they say 96, which is world class. Wouldn't argue with that at all. It is a world class beer. Very, very tasty. Those guys up there at Hoppin do some pretty tasty stuff up there in Ohio. So, and like I said, Beer Advocate doesn't even have it listed. So we just throw them to the side since they ain't got their shit together. They ain't got their shit together. But anyway, 9 out of 10 for me on this one. If you've had this one, the Oatmeal Imperial Stout, barrel-aged version of the B.O.R.I.S from Hoppin. Let me know what you think. I enjoyed this one a lot. Final beer of the evening. It's time to stagger in there and go to bed. But come on back tomorrow. We're going to take that walk, see what's in the fridge. See you then.